Jonathan Majors. So, Jonathan Majors is getting back in the film and he's partnering with an unlikely producer in Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro, Charlie Kirk, Donald Trump, all these people have some of the same ideals and practices and beliefs. So to hear that Jonathan Majors is doing a film with this guy is kind of weird. It's kind of weird, y'all. It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird.
Hey, tinalocklair's here with the vibe. If you like movies, come subscribe. This page is all of the tea and rumors. Theories and stories, we full of humor. If you like movies and have time to spare, you need to follow Tina Lockklair. Lockklair, 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 Lockklair.
So this is what Deadline is saying. The title, plot, and other cast are being kept under wraps for now, but the story is said to be in the vein of 80s and 90s action movies, Red Dawn and Toy Soldiers, which were both about a group of teenage boys who had to band together to defeat invading enemies. Let's take a look at what Ben Shapiro had to say about the Jonathan Majors casting.
Well, folks, you may have seen this rumor that we here at Daily Wire are working with Jonathan Majors on a new movie. And that rumor is absolutely true. Yeah, I know. There are a lot of people on the left, on X, and they're very upset about this. They're very upset about this. There's lots of tweets. Okay, here's the deal, you whiny little bitches. We don't care, because Jonathan Majors was canceled all the way back in 2023. We are ecstatic to bring him back. He's unbelievably talented. And if you're upset now, wait until you see this film. Your heads are going to explode. Like, actually maybe explode. It's pretty spectacular stuff that we're doing. That's what we do here at Daily Wire. We fight the fight. We need your help to continue to fight in the culture and to win and to do the thing no one else will do. So please, come join us here at DailyWirePlus.com. Join the fun.
What the fuck type of culture he talking about? Like, what culture? Like what culture? Like, I need to know what culture I'm supporting. Like, what you... What culture am I helping fight for the culture? I don't know, nephew John. I don't know. I don't know, nephew John. I don't know, John. I don't know. In my opinion, this ain't a win for nobody. Nobody is winning in this. I was looking at the comments on Ben Shapiro's page, since they're all super MAGA over there, right? And they're in the comments like, why are you teaming up with him? He's a woman beater. So you're getting it from the MAGA side. And then you have black folks like, Jonathan, what are you doing? Okay, so who's winning in this? Like, who is getting the W out of this? Like, I don't see how anybody wins in this situation. So I just don't get it. I don't get it. Let's see what Harvey over at TMZ has to say. Dre Mac played this clip earlier, so if you have to watch it again, I'm sorry. But for everybody that wasn't on Dre Mac's chat, let's see what Harvey at TMZ has to say about Jonathan Majors.
Congratulations to Jonathan Majors. He is back shooting movies. He is shooting a movie in South Carolina right now. This is after a 4-year kind of not self-imposed hiatus, after the trial with his ex-girlfriend. I'm going to say it again. Jonathan Majors got screwed by Hollywood because he won that trial. If you remember, his ex-girlfriend said that Jonathan had assaulted her in a vehicle, inside a vehicle in the back seat. I think it was an Uber. He won that case, but Hollywood is so skittish that they basically banished him. He's back, and he's a big star. And I got to say, I always thought that Hollywood screwed him. Jonathan Majors, I talked to him this morning, and he was going to come on TMZ Live to talk about the film and to talk about how great it is to be back and all. His agent at the William Morris Endeavor Agency said, oh, no, bad idea, don't do it. And I just think that, as soon as I heard it, I just laughed. And I said, Jonathan, I want to talk about this. And he was cool with me talking about it. But it's just so funny the way this town works. Agents, I think, are so tone deaf to the realities of Hollywood and the world. And, the idea of Jonathan Majors coming on and, talking about how good it is to be back in the movie business. Especially, look, he knows how I feel about this case because I talked about this case before. I think it's great that he's back. I don't think he should have left. And the William Morris Endeavor agency said, oh, no, don't do it. These are not people who understand media. They may understand television, they may understand film, but they have such a lack of knowledge of the way media works. And I just wanted to kind of share that with you because we don't talk about it that much, but it just seems so absurd to me. And he kind of just threw his hands up because, he doesn't want to piss off his agency, but so tone deaf, so ridiculous.
The fans want him back. His firing, as you said, had huge repercussions. I mean, Marvel had to rework everything when they let him go, and they let him go immediately. People are excited about this role. I have to assume his agent is worried that if we get him back in the press too soon, it's going to dredge up some sort of bad, some sort of bad juju maybe. But they want him back. He is back. Let him come on and promote it. Let us help him celebrate this moment.
Or how about just, hey, Jonathan Majors can talk about what it feels like to be back. That's a good story.
That's a great story, and I think a lot of people would like to hear it.
Hey, William Morris Endeavor. That's a good story.
And even though I'm nosy, y'all know I'm nosy. I want to hear what he has to say. So y'all know I want to know. But his PR team did the right goddamn thing because they got to figure out a way to roll this out in a way that makes sense. This is what I'll say. Play devil's advocate. The man wants to work. He has a kid and a wife. Most men want to provide, and he probably feels like this is the only job available to me, so I'm going to take it. Problem, John, is when you got with Megan Good, you went on this whole PR campaign about Black love, Blackness, Black men, mental health, Black mental health, just to pivot over to MAGA. I don't see how you flip this shit around. I do not see how you flip this shit around. I don't see how this movie benefits anybody. You may have the best movie of a lifetime, but people are not going to watch it. They're not going to watch it because once again, Jonathan Majors has stepped into controversy. And you didn't have to do this. You didn't have to do this. And I understand movies get stuck in development hell. But what the fuck is going on with the 52 Blocks movie with Charlamagne? Like, where that one at? Like, why we ain't talking about that one? Why we ain't talking about that one? And when people say these entertainers sell their soul, this is an example because you are going against every fiber in your black ass body to make a few dollars to partner up with Ben Shapiro. I'd rather you and Megan Good sit at home and make TikTok videos. I'd rather him and Megan Good sit at home and make TikTok videos and YouTube videos and ask for super chat. I'd rather you do that. I would give you a super chat. I'd rather him do that. And Megan Good also did a video, and she's your wife. She's going to support you no matter what. She already has a slight scarlet letter on her for getting involved with you around the time of the incident. And now she has to explain to everybody why her husband is doing a movie with Captain MAGA. Who child? Who child? Who child? This is the selling your soul. And listen, I don't even want to make this all about Jonathan Majors because I feel like probably at some point in time, we all have sold our soul. We all have went to a job where we know we don't want to do that shit. Or we all have a boss that we know, like we know we don't want to do it, but fucking rents do. Or I'm hungry. Or I got to get groceries. We all probably have been in a situation where it's like, I gotta go to this fucking job that I hate just to pay the rent. So I do understand that. Like, I do get it. But me morally, like my moral compass sometimes just can't be compromised. I'm gonna tell y'all a quick story. I worked for a job maybe about 6, 7, 8 years ago. Probably the best place I ever worked in my life. I was making great money, making great money. Probably the best company I ever worked for in my life. Um, Something happened with me and one of the managers, and it just didn't rub me the right way. I slept on it for a weekend, and I walked in and I quit. Like that's how strict my moral compass is when it comes to certain things. Like I'm just not gonna let you play in my fucking face. I'm just not. I'm not gonna let you play in my face. I just can't do it. Um, but also I'm not a man. I don't have kids. So I can't say the pressure that he's feeling to have to provide. Um, I just hate that it's come to this. I wish he had other avenues. I wish like I said, I him and Megan Good could have sat their ass up on YouTube and did a fucking podcast and probably made some money. Like I know YouTubers that are making money on YouTube. I'm talking about 10, 15, $20,000 a month. Solid money. Like it's not millions like he was previously making, but I'd rather him do that than to go over there and parlay over there with Ben Shapiro because one, the 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 whites don't like this shit because they think you be the white one. Okay? They don't like it. They don't like it. They don't like it. And then you were already skating on thin ice with black women. Black women, we like to spend money. We want to see you at the movies, but you were skating on thin ice and then you tried to get a little bit better with Megan Good. And this just kind of made it worse. And then I'm going to say something y'all ain't going to like. Y'all can say people support Jonathan Majors, but people didn't go out and watch Magazine Dreams. They didn't go watch it. So I don't think this is going to be any better. I don't think he should have did this, but like I said, once again, I'm not going to judge that man because once again, I'm not a man and I don't have kids. So I don't know what I would do if I had a child I had to provide for. I just wish there was another way. Hopefully he lands on his feet. I don't see how you even come out and talk about this. Like, what the fuck do you say? What do you say? What do you say when they say Ben Shapiro said such and such 2 years ago? How do you feel like working with a man like that? Like, how do you answer that? Do you say, "Oh, well, I believe people politics are different. I'm just here to do a job." Blah, 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 blah. Or do you go the victim route and say, "Hey, man, wasn't nobody else hiring me. I had to do what I had to do." I don't know. I don't know. John. I don't know. I don't know. But let me go back to the original comment I was supposed to answer from somebody from earlier. Where is it at? Let me see if I can find it. All right, so I'm gonna put this up. So this is coming from Duke. He says, "Save this one for Majors, but do you have any behind the scenes info on how people really feel about Majors in the industry? Nobody else could give him a job." So this is what I'll say, y'all. Um, I know people in the industry, and when I say I know people in the industry, I mean like these people are like these my friends, these my homies. So I ain't never called and asked nobody about how people feel about Jonathan Majors. And when it comes to like getting scoops and stuff, I don't really like calling people asking for information because I don't want people to feel like, oh, you just calling me to get tea. So I've never called to ask anybody about what the Jonathan Majors situation is. Dre Mack probably would be a better person that y'all can ask because he's a little bit more closely related to that situation. But what I will say is, um, this situation is tough because let's say hypothetically, all right, walk with me. Let's say you are Will Packer or Antoine Fuqua, or I'm trying to think of somebody outside of Tyler Perry. Let's say you're Issa Rae, Will Packer, Antoine Fuqua, and you have this idea for a movie, right? Let's say that. Let's say these people want Jonathan Majors. They say, "Hey, I want Jonathan Majors in the leading role." You then have to take this movie to Warner Brothers, Netflix, Paramount, who am I missing? Disney, and say, "Hey, this is the movie I want. I want Jonathan Majors to be the leading man." Most of these studios are probably going to say, Hell no. So I don't want to say that there are people that are not trying, because there probably are people who are trying. Like, did y'all see what happened when Michael B. Jordan came out? This was right around the time before Magazine Dreams dropped. Michael B. Jordan came out and said, when I do Creed 4, I'm going to work with Jonathan Majors. People got upset. Michael, why would you work with an abuser? Michael, why would you do this? Michael, like, why would you associate yourself? So I don't think like these black creatives are shunning him. It's just when we don't own shit, when we can't create our own movies and produce them and put them out without Netflix, HBO, Warner Brothers, Paramount, it's hard. So I'm going to speculate that there probably has been people who wanted to work with Jonathan Majors, but when they go sit down in that room full of the whites, they probably say, no, find somebody else, not him. So I do believe he has been blackballed. Um, I think he has the opportunity to come back. It just can't be in a leading role. You know what I'm saying? They got to find a way to kind of bring him in, playing something supporting. So I don't want to say that people are not trying, because I was on Dre Max stream, and I was on Pantheon too, and they was like, I think this is more indicative of like the black creators not reaching out to them. I think they probably are. You just kind of get told no. And if you don't have the money, if you don't have the distribution to put the movie up yourself, your movie not getting made. That's just the reality. That's the reality of it. So that's why Tyler Perry is kind of vital, in this game, because Tyler Perry does have the infrastructure to do what he wants to do. But at the end of the day, Tyler Perry is a boss, but he still has a boss, because let's say he has a TV show coming out and he wants Jonathan Majors to star in it. He still has to go to Paramount, because Paramount owns Viacom, and says, this is the movie I want to do. I want Jonathan Majors to star in it. And they might say, hell no. They might say, hell no. Tyler Perry still has to get his movies to Netflix. Tyler Perry still has to get his movies to BET. Tyler Perry still has to get his movies to Lionsgate. We all got a boss somewhere to get our shit out. And so no matter how hard they try, somebody could say no. You know what I'm saying? We'll see what happens with Creed 4. We'll see what happens because Michael B. Jordan says he wants him to do Creed 4. By then, kind of like S. Jaddick says, by the time Creed 4 comes out, Creed was made under Warner Brothers. Paramount will then own Warner Brothers at that time. Maybe Ben Shapiro can call his homies, his MAGA homies at Paramount, and say, hey, man, Jonathan Majors is good. Let him be in Creed 4. And boom, bam, he's in Creed. I don't know. So, I don't want to say that these black creators are not trying to help him, because they may be. They just probably get told no. So now you have somebody like Ben Shapiro who's like, we'll just put out this little indie movie and we'll do it ourselves. So that's the game. Let's take a look at some of y'all comments. I can't read them all. It's a lot. Y'all are talking in here. I appreciate the engagement for sure. Let's see. She said, Black Hollywood broke my heart. We can't take care of our own. I honestly think they probably have been trying, honestly. Puma Lee says, I would rather him do Children of Blood and Bone instead. Maybe he can get in the sequel if the sequel does good. Billy is waiting, said they're married. Yeah, him and Megan Good are married for sure. The magician says it's too much. All right, Dan the Man says, re-educate me. Didn't Ben look out for Gina? All I know about Ben is that he does a podcast. Forgive me if I sound green, but we don't like him. Ben Shapiro is Ben Shapiro is like a Charlie Kirk, Donald Trump variant. he a variant. He a MAGA spinoff. Cause the thing about Ben Shapiro is MAGA, but he also don't like some of the stuff MAGA be doing, so he'll call MAGA out. But yeah, Ben Shapiro has some very extreme talking points about black people, DEI, how smart are we, how educated are we, like all that stuff. All that stuff. Lawrence said he could have hit up Zeus and asked them to make a scripted division and act in that. He has so many options. The problem is Zeus is a business. Zeus is a business. To get all that stuff put together costs money. So either Jonathan Majors and Megan Good needs to put up the bulk of the money and Zeus can host it. Or if I'm Zeus, do I want to invest in a Jonathan Majors project that maybe nobody is going to watch? Because once again, Zeus invested in Magazine Dreams. Nobody watched it. Zeus said, what I'm going to continue investing is these women beating each other up. People like to watch that. That's the truth. Billy is waiting said, yeah, Ben Shapiro's racist. Old Dog said, I didn't even know who Ben was till now. Oh, wow. This is crazy. Go look him up. Look him up. He's a MAGA variant. Oh, Jesus. Lauren said podcast, Tyler Perry movie, no excuse. I don't know. Torian says, I know a PR move when I see it. Xavier says, I really hope Jonathan Majors pivots out of this unscathed. The good thing about this is, let me tell you the good thing about all this. This movie is probably going to be so small and unknown, nobody probably won't even care about it. This is what I'm scared of. This is what I'm scared of. And this is why you have to be careful when you start playing ball with people like this. I am scared that they're going to make this movie and Ben Shapiro and the production company is going to be insistent that Jonathan Majors goes on a press run, right? So the question is, are you going to do press with a black audience? And we're going to ask you the hard questions. We're going to say, what the fuck? Why are you doing this? Or are they going to make him do press with the MAGA crew? And then you're going to have to answer to them people and they're going to want to know why the hell you was dating a white woman and why you beat her up. Because no matter what the truth is, they think he beat her up. So the magician says, could it be possible that this is just who these people are? These are the parts they choose to play. Could be. Sheem says, I seen Magazine Dreams in theaters. I liked it up until the third act. Magazine Dreams was solid. Xavier says he's far too talented not to do the things he loved. But this is my thing. This is the great thing about being in 2026. All he needs is a camera. All he needs is a camera. You got, and I don't want to, compare him to somebody like Drewski, but you have people like Drewski and Country Wayne sitting on the internet all day making skits, making money. So if you love acting, set your camera up and you and Megan star in this whole love series. Get your homies together and act like you are a brand new actor and you grinding from the bottom to the top and you put your own blood, sweat, and tears into this thing. Sometimes that's what you got to do. You just got to, wasn't we talking about that earlier with Cat Williams? Sometimes you just got to bet on yourself. And it's hard. It's hard. I know it's hard, but sometimes you just got to do that. Like there's other ways. The magician says maybe do some horror projects. Yeah, I think he'll be dope in horror. Sheem says, isn't it crazy that he got blackballed and his ex-girlfriend just got to move on with her life? I think they both probably have trials and tribulations ahead of themselves. Stamina says, London calling. How it goes, Miss Locklear? Hey, Stamina. Jay says, the only reason Tyler Perry isn't calling is because of his body, but because he's not white enough to sleep with. Oh, Jesus. I'm not going to do that by Unc Tyler. And Johnny says, isn't Creed made under Amazon MGM? Yes, but I want to say Warner Brothers handled the distribution. Let's double check. Creed 3. Let's double check. Yeah, so it's yeah, so Warner Brothers, Warner Brothers and MGM partnered together to do the distribution. Kendall says, "What up, Tina? What up, Kendall?" Collective Strain says, "I feel like it's a scheme." That's how I said. Oh, yeah, I feel like this is all a scheme that Todd set up because why is you doing this? What the fuck is going on? What is going on this week, y'all? What is going on? Oh, let's see what else. The magician says a MAGA variant is so accurate. Kendall says, "I'm not liking the vibes of this move." Collector's Rain said, "Do the Wonder Man script in real life for sure." Sheem says, "Wasn't he supposed to play Dennis Rodman? He lost all of that." I think Lakeith Stanfield is doing that role now. So yes, when he got charged, he lost pretty much almost all of his roles. So Lakeith Stanfield is going to do the Dennis Rodman movie now. Yep. John, you know, we're going to wish you the best. I hope this works out. But I feel like it's a scheme that Todd set up to come to you with the bullshit.
Well, it could have been a scheme that Todd set up for him to come to you with the bullshit.
That's how I feel. I feel like it is a motherfucking scheme. Yeah, I feel like this is a humiliation ritual. Cause what is you doing? Like, how you finna explain this? How you finna explain this, sir? How you finna explain this? All right, we're gonna move on from John. Good luck to the brother. I hope everything works out for him. I'm praying for him and Megan Good's union. I can only imagine how it is, wanting to provide and work is dried up. It's tough. My sympathies go to him. Good luck. Don't let Ben Shapiro and them folks over at MAGA play in your face.
If you like movies and have time to spare,